Perfect timing, AOD. Welcome in. Welcome in. You can't exactly shout out yourself, so I'm going to give you a shout out. They were last seen playing art. How was your stream, AOD? Did you get lots of artwork done tonight? Got one design finished and got a lot of line art done for the second one. Nice, nice. Let's get started on this video game, shall we? That sounds like a fun game. What consoles is it on? I'm pretty sure that art is only available on PC. Oh, shoot. I just remembered I was gonna do a gelatin grind so I could actually turn in that quest. I forgot to do that. Well, I guess we're grinding right now. Nightwolf, welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for the raid. AOD, can you give Nightwolf another shout out, please? How was your stream today, Nightwolf?
Now's our chance! Let's...
Here we go!
It's my turn!
My turn!
Do I have luck equipped?
My
If
turn!
not, I probably should.
Yeah! You
Steam
didn't
is
stand a chance!
booming tonight? Oh, wait a minute, that's Lance, not Nightwolf. Should give somebody the luck. Cold Steel 3 is getting very good for Chapter 2. Nice, nice. Glad that you're still enjoying it. You caught me at the start of a mini grind for materials on account of I need them for a side quest. I need mushrooms. Things only get better the more distance between yourself and CS2. So you know, FC. It's about as far away as you can get from CS2, right?
We'll have to find our way...
Go!
And that's your favorite game in the
Second floor.
series,
Damn!
right?
Go!
Gotcha!
Chat, why isn't he responding?
My turn!
Huh? Here I go!
Gotta stop doing mushrooms, too late.
Yeah!
Too late, Lance. We're gonna be sitting here doing shrooms all stream if that's what it takes. I hope that's not what it takes, but if that's what it takes...
It's my turn!
Because the AOD shadow government shadow banned him for the high crime of CS2 hate. Fair. That would explain pretty easily why he's not talking.
My turn!
Right! We should keep going.
Nightwolf is raiding a second time. In a few minutes. Okay. I didn't know that was possible. Said raid didn't go through. I mean, it said that you were raiding me, and now it says you're raiding me a second time. There I get some clear gelatins. I need one more, I think. Because I needed 5 in total. And I already had 1.
The advantage is ours.
My wise bot likes to troll me. Fair.
Okay.
Fair enough. I use
Go.
MooBot myself, but yeah, just a little bit of trolling.
Gotcha.
My turn. Huh?
Yes, sir. There. Yeah.
My turn.
Yes, sir.
I didn't actually pay attention. Yes, I've got enough clear gelatins. Perfect. See, that was easy. A little bit of luck. Didn't take us very much time at all. However, before I get too far into the video game, how can a mushroom be confused, dizzy? Don't they cause confusion and dizziness? Minor details. What are we hunting on Cold Steel? I was hunting mushrooms for the drops, the clear gelatins that they provide. But now it's time for book. It is book time. I've got a 30-page book. Honestly, this might be like a third of my stream tonight. He's hunting an escape from reality. That's what we all do, Lance. That's what we all do. The next morning, Alphonse found himself in his commanding officer's, Gerard's, office. He had come to request permission to independently investigate the vampire murders. Gerard scratched his head before giving Alphonse a questioning look, his eyes filled with a kind of vitality one would expect from a young man, much younger man. Oh, thank you so much for the hydrates and the stretches. I do need to remember to do that more often. Thank you, thank you. You want to pursue that case all on your own? Alphonse cleared his throat nervously. He was well aware that he was asking what he was asking was completely unreasonable. It's so nice to have an audiobook. Wonderful. I'm here for you, Lance. I am here for you. Not on my own. A civilian has agreed to help me. Make sure I'm on the right page there. A civilian has agreed to help me conduct my investigation. The two of us will be working together. It sounded pretty weak to him, but Rose had been adamant that they keep the truth of the matter to themselves. It wouldn't be to the benefit of society for the existence of vampires to be widely known. That was the wrong voice. It wouldn't be to the benefit of society for the existence of vampires to become widely known, she had insisted. As such, try to arrange for us to be able to investigate the murders by ourselves, without interruption. Aside from a cool farewell for now, those had been her last words before disappearing into the night. And what she said made sense. There was simply no way that Gerard would believe that vampires existed, even if it was his surrogate son trying to persuade him. After all, despite seeing a ghoul with his very own eyes, part of Alphonse still wanted to believe that it had all been a dream. To compound the problem further, for reasons that Alphonse wasn't privy to, Rose seemed opposed to anything other than investigating the matter covertly. As such, her joining the team formed to officially investigate the murders was off the table. Alphonse was therefore left with no choice but to propose that the two of them investigate together in secret. Alphonse was not surprised, then, to see Gerard's less than willing expression. Listen, Al. As your guardian, I've got a responsibility to look after you. That's why I want to raise you to be a fine soldier, and why I don't want you putting your life in danger for no good reason. Alphonse flushed. He'd already been removed from the team investigating the murders, as well as taken off night patrol duty. Gerard was well aware of his fixation with the case. That's exactly why he was afraid that Alphonse might end up going too far in his attempts to solve it and get injured or worse. Gerard, sir, I understand exactly what you're trying to say, and I appreciate your concern, but... Seeing Alphonse's determination, Gerard hesitated. The boy standing before him was calm with clear eyes. Where previously there had been recklessness, now purpose and resolve seemed to rule. After a lengthy silence, he let out a sigh of resignation. You really do take after your father. He smiled fondly, but quickly switched to his official commanding officer voice. I expect you to give your utmost to successfully solving the mystery behind these murders. However, I will approve of this mission only on the condition that you report daily on the results of your investigation. Alphonse almost responded in his usual casual tone, but he caught himself just in time. He coughed, cleared his throat, stood to attention. Gerard chuckled. Just be sure not to put your life needlessly in danger, understood? And if anything happens, inform me immediately. Yes, sir. Alphonse gave a deep bow, grateful for his guardian's kindness. I see that everything went well. That is good news. The two of them were in the corner of the shopping district when the first victim of the vampire murders had been found. It was the middle of the day, but the alleyway in which they stood was gloomy and draped in shadows by the looming buildings that surrounded it. The second he had stepped into the narrow passageway, Rose appeared out of nowhere, just like the previous day. Because the place where Alphonse had been attacked by the ghoul the previous night was currently under investigation by the Gerard team, they thought it best to steer clear of it for the rest of the day. As such, they had decided to examine the scene of an earlier murder instead. Unlike the previous night, Rose had neither her coat nor her sword with her. Instead, she wore a simple dress in the local style. Anyone seeing her for the first time wouldn't be able to tell that she was anything more than a perfectly ordinary girl. According to Rose, neither vampires nor ghouls were able to operate in daylight, and thus battle-ready wear was unnecessary. Everyday clothing also had the benefit of allaying suspicion by blending in, she said. It was a fine in logic in theory, but with Alphonse still garbed in his military uniform, they made for an unusual pairing. As such, Alphonse couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief when he realized how few people were in the surrounding area. The scene of the first murder still had a solemn air about it. Alphonse set about scouring the area as he mused over the details of the case involving the victim. A question came to his mind. Thinking about it, I never heard about any of the earlier victims turning into ghouls. Is that because you've been defeating them? Rose shook her head. No. In previous cases, I was able to purify the bodies with thaumaturgy before they turned into ghouls. I'd rather not harm the bodies of the deceased if I can help it. Thaumaturgy, as Rose explained it, was a collective name for special techniques used by a small number of people belonging to the Septine Church. The power of thaumaturgy was also apparently the reason why Rose's rapier and Alphonse's short sword were capable of defeating ghouls and vampires. Curious, Alphonse asked Rose if she was connected to the church, for which she responded, "Feel free to think of it that way." He itched to probe her more on the subject, but she began examining the particulars about the ghouls, so he let it drop. Since the murders had started, it seemed that the time it took for a corpse to turn into a ghoul was decreasing with every kill. Alphonse's encounter with the ghoul the previous night was the first occasion that she had been unable to purify the victim in time. As such, she had been left with no choice but to fight. Still, that possibility was well within my expectations. It's not the first time it has happened after all. That someone like yourself would appear and try to get involved certainly wasn't, however. Rose said with a giggle, causing Alphonse's ears to turn pink at the tips. Anyway, he said, crouching to inspect the ground level, have you managed to gather anything about the culprit from your previous investigations? Rose nodded. Judging by the bite marks left on the victim, I believe that the vampire is likely male. Furthermore, despite victims being found all across the city, the bite marks look the same as they look the same as one another. That suggests the work of a single vampire. Beyond that, however, Rose fell silent. Is something bothering you? Alphonse asked without thinking. Yes, actually. It may be possible that the vampire lurking in the city is... She stopped mid-sentence. Her gaze was focused on something behind Alphonse. Turning around, he saw a young man in a military uniform much like himself. It was someone he knew. Elroy, what are you doing here? I was about to ask you the same thing, the other man grumbled. Elroy was a fellow member of the Gerard team who had joined around the same time as Alphonse did. That combined with the two of them being roughly the same age, one might expect them to get along well, but in reality, they usually ended up arguing about everything. It had been like that for almost as long as Alphonse had known him. I'd heard you'd form a separate team to check up on the murders, but I had no idea that it was just a pretext to be meeting a woman during work hours. Elroy sneered. Alphonse stifled his annoyance. At least it seemed as if the other man hadn't overheard the earlier conversation. Clearing his throat, Alphonse said evenly, "She's a civilian who's assisting with my investigation, so knock it off. And you, what are you doing here?" Nothing in particular. I just happen to be passing by. We've got to patrol a much wider area now thanks to all this vampire nonsense." Alphonse stood and gave him a cold look. "Watch what you're saying. People in this area have lost family and friends because of these murders." Elroy snorted and cast an uncaring glance at the spot where the first victim had been found. "Ha! I mean, seriously, vampire murders? We're supposed to be the Imperial Army, not a bunch of country bracers. Are we seriously considering the possibility that fairy tale creatures like this exist? And besides, what kind of idiot goes out at night when there's a serial killer on the loose? They were asking for it, if you ask me. People need to stay in their damn homes and stop making more work for us." "You son of a..." Enraged by the sheer callousness of Elroy's words, Alphonse started towards him, or rather, tried to. Strong, unyielding fingers held him by the arm. Completely expressionless and without so much as a glance to Elroy, Rose whispered, "Arguing with him serves no purpose. That time would be better spent investigating." She spoke calmly, but her words were sharp and dismissive. What she said was right, though, and hearing it was enough for Alphonse to cool his temper. As she said, they had more important things to be doing. He had sworn that he would solve these murders and put the past behind him, and that needed to be his foremost priority. He took a deep breath to regain his composure. The reassuring weight of the silver sword hidden in his uniform further reminded him of what he needed to do. Watching him, Elroy gave a bored, derisive laugh. "Oh, and civilian helper, or whatever you are. Don't go wandering around at night either. The last thing the army needs is more dead bodies to clear up." And with a mocking wave, he left them. After their inspection of the first crime scene, Alphonse and Rose spent the remainder of the day scrutinizing the scene of the second and third murders. But in the end of their search yielded no fruit. After reporting their progress to Gerard, he made his way to Algeria, where he had promised to meet Rose to discuss how they would proceed with their investigations. The city around him was bathed in an orange glow of the setting sun when Alphonse finally stepped into the sparsely populated tavern. He found Rose sitting at a table near one of the windows. Once again, she was wearing the navy coat from their first meeting. It seemed safe to assume that the rapier she used that night was inside it too. "Evening," she called out to him. "I was expecting you to be here sooner." Alphonse didn't reply. He was too busy staring at the girl sitting opposite to her. "What's wrong, Luca?" Luca turned at the sound of her name, eyes so wide and moist that tears threatened to fall at any moment. "Alfie, just what is this woman to you?" What? Perplexed, he looks over at Rose's direction as if seeking an explanation. Rose favored him with a bland expression. "All I did was walk into this tavern and state I would like an out-of-the-way table to discuss the future with Al. And she has been pressing me with endless questions ever since." Okay. She sighed and shrugged her shoulders as if she understood the situation no better than Alphonse did. Seeing this, he let out an even greater sigh. Before Luca could launch into another interrogation, Alphonse set about explaining Rose's role as a civilian helper, aiding an army investigation. And after several reassurances, he was eventually able to clear up the misunderstanding. Luca's relief seemed to fill her with renewed energy. Cheerfully, she bounded up from their table and made her way to the back of the tavern again. With her departure, so too left the gazes of the other curious and amused patrons. Rose and Alphonse began to discuss their investigation. Vampires, Rose elaborated, were only able to use their powers at night. During the day, they were no different from ordinary humans. Unfortunately, this meant that even if they were to encounter one, neither of them would be able to tell. If they hoped to end the murders, they would first need to find some kind of clue as to the vampire's true identity. At one point during the conversation, Alphonse went pale and thought that they may have to exhume the corpses of previous victims in order to reinvestigate them. But Rose assured him that that would not be necessary. To his great relief, she had already checked them thoroughly for clues. Even that gruesome task had yielded little more information than the similarities between the bite marks. Their vampire foe was a cunning one. The number of bodies and lack of clues all pointed towards a careful killer who more than likely was living right there among them as an ordinary human. After working their way through the simple meal that Luca brought them, Rose casually glanced over to the back of the tavern. You seem rather close to that girl, she murmured. It took a few moments for Alphonse to realize who Rose was referring to. Yeah, I suppose you could say that. I've known her for 10 years now, after all. He had first met Luca when he was brought to Heimdall by Gerard. Initially, he had stayed in a house near the tavern, and being brought by it often, the two of them quickly became friends. As an orphan, Luca's support over the years meant more to him than words could express. Telling Rose all of this, Alphonse could feel his cheeks heating. He began fidgeting awkwardly. I'm a little envious, Rose said. As she spoke, Alphonse noticed a change in her expression and tone. Usually, she said things sharply and with an air of cool detachment. Her face also rarely betrayed her inner thoughts. Now, though, he thought he caught a hint of loneliness. Unable to let this pass unnoticed, Alphonse opened his mouth to comment. Suddenly, Rose jumped out of her seat. Her chair fell to the ground with a crash. Once again, the two of them became the subject of a room full of gazes. But she paid that fact no mind and stared out the window with her eyes wide open. What is it? What's wrong? Alphonse whispered loudly. It's nearby. I can sense it. It? What do you mean? The vampire, she hissed. No sooner had she said it, she raced over to the tavern's owner, who was busy at the back of the building. Alphonse chased after her. He had never seen her in such a panicked state before. Where's the young lady who was here earlier? Rose asked the puzzled tavern owner, who didn't appear to have any idea who she was referring to. It was then that Alphonse realized that he didn't see Luca anywhere and hadn't seen her since she brought them their food half an hour before. After telling this to the owner, he finally seemed to realize what was being asked. Now that you mention it, I would have expected her to be back by now. I asked her to run an errand over the grocery store opposite here. Alphonse and Rose exchanged a glance and instantly understood what the other was thinking. Overcome with a sense of foreboding, the two of them rushed out the shop window without saying a word. Rushed out of the shop. They did not go through the window, chat. R.I.P. Luca, maybe. Is she gonna die? I don't know. I don't know and won't until tomorrow. Please do you a favor and read the Discord DM I just sent you. What did you send me, Frost? What are you doing? Understandable. That's probably a smart idea. No, that's not what I'm wanting to change. Can I change that? Sorry, chat. One moment. I can't... Wait, after I've given permission, I'm not allowed to change that again? What? Oh, I can change that here. I'll change that back to restricted for now until I figure out how to change something else there. Thank you for the heads up, Frost. Well, I'm still going to be getting, whatchamacallit. My bot's still going to be posting the thing every once in a while, but I'll figure that out by next time. Yeah, just disable it for the stream, yeah. Something seems amiss here. The town isn't usually this noisy. Huh? Looks like the liner's back at the harbor. But who are those weird people around it? I don't know. Who are they? They look like soldiers from one of the provincial armies. It certainly seems that way. White and purple. I seem to remember seeing those colors back in Heimdall. I believe that combination of colors represents the Lemare Provincial Army. But Lamar is on the other side of the Empire. Yeah, I appreciate it, Frost. Thanks for the heads up. What business could their provincial army have in Legram? Hey, looks like you're back. Hey, there's Toval, I assume. Yep. Toval? Do you have any idea what's going on here? Word on the streets is they requisitioned the liner from the wharf on the far shore. So why we're seeing Lemare's provincial army and not Sutherland's is still kind of a mystery. Apparently, though, some big shot noble is visiting the Viscount as we speak. Another noble visiting father? Who could possibly? That's a bit concerning. Well, if you're curious, why don't you go take a look for yourselves? Since you returned from the highway, that means you took care of that monster, right? Well, that is true. Actually, there was something we wanted to ask you regarding that. The group gave a brief description of the monster they fought to Toval. A mechanical monster, you say? Toval? You have some idea as to what it might be? Well, I'm not sure. But I think I'll have a good look at what's left of it, just in case. Anyway, good work out there, you guys. Here's your reward. 7 U materials. Not bad. I'll leave checking out what's going on at the Viscount's mansion to you. Huh. He definitely seems like he knows something we don't. Well, for now, there's no harm in leaving the matter to him. Right, we should see what's going on at Laura's house. Agreed. Let's see, where'd the chapel go again? Hi there. Oh ho, where might all you be from? Our lord happens to be visiting Viscount Arcade at this moment, so do not disturb them. Okay. They seem to be serving as someone's bodyguards. Having them around makes me feel rather uneasy, though. Why can't they just wait at the wharf instead? Great question. Is she here now? She is not.
Strutting around another lord's territory. How pompous can you get?
It sounds like there's a real VIP here.
Probably.
Well, let's return to the manor for now.
We'll do that eventually. I want to turn in the side quest first. Hello, everyone. Have you managed to gather the ingredients I need? We sure have. Here you go. Hearty powder, clear gelatin. Oh, and here's the white seed that you wanted. Thank you so much. This should be plenty. Could you wait in the adjoining room while I make trial batch? While I mix up a trial batch, then? Sister Theramis made her pretzels and handed out a sample to everyone. How do they taste? I'm a little surprised, to be honest. In a good way, I mean. Indeed. These are actually better than I was expecting. Tasty and filling! And free! I think thinking that the Eisenritter may have eaten some of these is something like this to keep on fighting is kind of moving, really. It really is. Thank goodness. And what do you think of them, Lady Laura? They suck. I hate pretzels. Oh, my apologies. I was so engrossed in the taste that I forgot to speak up. They're delicious. If I hadn't seen you make them, I'd swear they came from the kitchen of a professional chef like Joseph. Thank you for giving me a chance to try them. Did I just say Joseph instead of Joseph? The heck is wrong with me, chat? Phew. Hey, Laura? There's still some time before the memorial service, but how about we offer some of these at St. Sandlot's statue now? I'd like that. After all, there's no limit on what you can leave during an offering. When you can leave an offering. Would you mind if we took some along then, sister? Not at all. It would be rude of us to indulge in all these on our own, after all. Please, go on and take some. Let's be on our way then. Like I said yesterday, my voice for the sister and Emma are very similar. Now I've got pretzel power! Yay! I like Milliam. That's not where the statue is. Is this the No, not this statue. Where the heck is the statue? Down there. Now I see the green exclamation point. It was there. Okay. There we go. I'm sure this will put a smile on her face. Now all that's left for us is to pray. Are there any special requirements for prayers of this sort? Not particularly, but it is custom to remain quiet while prayers are being offered. Whoop whoop! Let's get our praying on then! That line was really easy to voice. I was so focused on being quiet that I ended up holding my breath. Huh? Are you guys still going? It was a valiant battle to remain silent for even a single minute, but alas, victory remained elusive. Don't be too harsh on her. Well then, shall we make our way back to the chapel? Yeah, we should report back to Sister Theramis just in case. Thank you so much for your help, everyone. I feel bad about having you run all around town just for my sake. No worries, we're always glad to lend a hand. Yeah, never done a job where pretzels were a fringe benefit, but it was worth it. They really were delicious. If the batch you make for the memorial service turns out that good, you have nothing to worry about. I'll do everything I can to make sure that's the case. Oh, I've yet to offer you a reward for helping me. It's not much, but please take these. Celestial Balms. Thank you very much. We'll be sure to put them to good use. That's one down at least. Yeah, let's move right on into the other one. Alrighty. I'm pretty sure during my first playthrough, I didn't do very much cooking. So I just had the materials because I didn't spend any of them. Oh. Hey, isn't that... There's no need to be so hasty. At least give my proposal some thought. Your attendance would add an extra degree of prestige to our gathering. I'm merely the lord of a minor rural region. Surely you overstate the importance of my presence. A man's worth is decided not by himself, but by those he rubs elbows with. And while I'm sure you understand, I'd appreciate it if you didn't do anything to cause any unnecessary conflict. I'm not sure giving combat training to the Imperial Army is something you ought to be doing either. After all, neither of us want any trouble now, do we? And with that, I bid you a fond farewell. Oh, and my compliments on the excellent tea. I am honored, Your Grace. See ya. Excuse us. My, if it isn't young Laura. And Eustace Alvarea, too. It's a pleasure to see you again, Your Grace. I appreciate all you continue to do for my father. They must know him. Yeah, but look at how tense they are. I was expecting him to show up here of all people. That's Duke Cayenne. Cayenne? Head of the foremost of the four great houses and ruler of the port city of Ortis. His authority extends over the entire province of Lamar to the west. I'd love to stay and talk a while, but I'm afraid other urgent matters call me away. I'll endeavor to arrange another opportunity for us to meet in the near future. But for now, I bid you farewell. I'm just making him comically evil, apparently. Oh, what have we here? So, you're Thor's Military Academy's Class 7, huh? How did you... Whew. Oh, just happened to do a little leisure time reading on your class. Not a bad looking bunch. Good. Enough with the chit-chat. His Grace awaits. Excuse us. See ya, kids! Maybe it's just perspective, but the quote-unquote tall man was shorter than the burly man. We're totally not mercenaries. Trust us, right? Who are those men? They don't look like soldiers from a provincial army, that's for sure. And they did seem to know about our class. I presume they're personal bodyguards hired by Duke Cayenne. That's because they're totally not mercenaries. Yeah. Why? They're saying they're not mercenaries. Why would they be mercenaries? Father? Haha. You needn't look so concerned. However, it seems like they've finally begun to act. The noble faction has begun acting in secret. Oh, sorry, that's Laura, not Arce, not Viscount. The noble faction has begun acting in secret? Indeed. For the past month, they've been quite active behind closed doors. No doubt they're trying to reaffirm their unity, holding conference after conference all across the country. Of course, I'm sure this isn't news to your youngest classmate. Well, yeah. The intelligence division's all on edge, wondering if they're about to start a full-scale conflict with the reformists. Seriously? So that's what they've been up to, scurrying around all this time. But since Duke Cayenne's basically the leader of the noble faction, I sure wasn't expecting to see him all the way out here in person. Nor was I. They appear to be planning a large conference in the near future, to be attended by all members of the noble faction. The Duke came out all the way out here to insist that I attend. But father, you're not even a member. Quite right, my lady. Your father has long kept his distance from the faction. But in the same way, he has also kept space between himself and the reformists, preferring to remain neutral. However, they're convinced that all nobles should belong to the noble faction as a matter of course. I've heard they've been quite forceful about bringing those nobles who don't support the faction into their ranks. Would I be correct in assuming that my family is involved in all of this? I'm afraid so. Sorry. There's been some disagreement over whether Duke Cayenne or Duke Alberea should lead the four great houses. But I expect that either would bring the same platform to the table. Eustace, if you don't mind my asking, do you happen to know where my family stands on the issue? Where my family stands on the issue? Haha. You need not worry about your family's allegiances. Lord Schwarzer is widely known as an even more obstinate man than I. I can't imagine that he'd have any interest in supporting the questionable actions of other nobles. I see. I'm actually a little relieved to hear you say so. Hold on a moment. Perhaps there's a move we can make after all. I'm afraid I'll be leaving the Gram again on another of my little trips. I apologize for the suddenness, but please tend to things in my absence. As you wish, my lord. Father? Wow! Well, that was sudden. I believe in acting swiftly and decisively. I intend to establish contact with all of the nobles who have remained neutral in the ongoing factional conflict, so as to prevent them from being taken in by the noble faction's coercive methods. Ah. Father? A prudent course of action, I think. In that case, I'd be happy to come with you. Toval? Toval! Toval, what are you doing here? Ah, so you're here as well. Heh. Wouldn't miss the chance to catch a glimpse of the majestic Duke Cayenne. Did you know he left in a limousine that came all the way from Bereahard? Wait, then it couldn't have. Did it belong to the Alberea family? Well, Rufus Alberea got into it, so yeah, I'd say that's likely. Couldn't ask for a classier escort. A group of totally nice men who would do no wrong ever, I'm sure. Bye-bye, Toval. Torval. No, Toval. Toval, not Torval. See, they have a pet tank. Exactly! That's what people have for pets, right? Tanks? So, Rufus was here. Well, he is the heir of the Alberea family. Considering our visitor was none other than Duke Cayenne, it's not at all surprising that Rufus would pick him up. But I know you didn't just come here to volunteer your company on my trip. Well, it just so happens that these guys here brought me a pretty curious story. We've got confirmation that a mechanical monster appeared on a highway outside Legram. Is that so? I believe this is the first time one's appeared since the counteroffensive Sir Cassius launched 2 years ago. Ooh. That's right. Come to think of it, that was the first time we met, wasn't it? It was indeed. What a strange coincidence. Have any others been found in the area? Nothing so far. This is just a hunch, but I suspect that it may have been released as a diversion. I concur. Perhaps having you come with me is the best course of action after all. Alright, that's what I wanted to hear. Father, it sounds like there's a lot going on here, a lot more going on here than just factions butting heads. Sorry, I can't say anything for certain just yet. But if we turn up anything concrete, I'll be sure to tell Sarah and she'll pass it on. Sounds like a plan. Alright, here's what I've got for you this afternoon. Golden catch. Calling all fishermen, could someone catch me the elusive golden salmon? Find me at the Apricosi Inn for more detailed information. Wyber. Right. I was pushing the wrong button and about to blame my controller for it. When you're finished up for the day, I'd appreciate it if you could head to the guild and file your reports. I left a note on the counter telling you how to do it. Nothing too difficult. Got it. Leave it to us. Just make sure you lock up before you leave for the night. Someone else should be coming in to take care of things tomorrow. Understood. We'll do our best to take care of the guild in your absence. Haha. I wish you well in your studies. And I hope you'll forgive me for leaving so suddenly. Not to worry, Father. I'm used to it. Thank you again for your hospitality, and for agreeing to a duel. Yeah, he kicked your ass, Rain. Really hard. I look forward to our next meeting. As do I. You show great promise as a swordsman. I hope you'll continue to devote yourself to your studies and training alongside my daughter. I'm honored, sir. In fact, I hope all of you will look past her uncouth father and continue giving her your friendship and support. As a single father, the fact that I've yet to hear any tales of budding romance concerning my daughter has me worried. Father... It would be our pleasure. She sure does seem popular with the girls, though. I pray you have a safe journey. Thank you for all you've done for us. Catch you later, then. Give my best to Sarah. Bye, Toval. Bye, Viscount Arcade. Why must he always be so... Honestly, you've got an amazing dad. Free-spirited, open-minded, not to mention incredibly strong. Having met him, I can tell how you grew up like you did. Huh? Rain's right, you know. You're living proof that great parents lead to great children. I suppose having someone like him in your life as a role model would naturally lead you to aspire to greatness. Well, that or feel woefully inadequate in comparison and develop an inferiority complex. Useless! You don't need to bring that potentiality up. But all told, you're living proof that the daughter of the Arcade House has grown up in sound mind and body. Stop teasing me at once! Moving on, Toval has entrusted us with looking after the guild. We may have only half a day remaining, but we still have our duties to fulfill. Look at her, trying to change the subject. I am not! Yeah, you are. One additional quest was added. When you return to the guild to file your reports, the time of the day will advance the evening, and the main story will proceed. Okay. Are you finally here? There you are. Wow, they bypassed Laura's immense power, right? It's called embarrassing her. That's all you need to do. Hey there, Cindy. What brings you here? Oh, good day. You wouldn't happen to have seen Toval lately, would you? I did, but I'm afraid he's currently out of town attending to some business. I see. Do you need something from the guild? It's nothing too important. Well, Toval did leave us in charge of the guild for the day. Oh yeah, and we're right here, so just ask us if you need anything. That's right. Helping others is what the guild does, and that's what we're here for, too. Lady Laura, I can't simply ask you to give up your time for my sake. But if you insist, then I suppose... I happen to be looking for some luminous grass, you see. Oh? I can't recall of ever hearing of such a plant before. I assume it's well known here in the Grim? That's right. It's a rare flower that grows in the countryside. It has the unusual trait of blooming only on sunny days and only when the previous day was foggy. That certainly is unusual. I guess that'd make today an ideal day to find some then. That's correct. That's why I made my way to the guild to ask Toval to find some for me. But as you just informed me, he isn't in today. I can't really go out into the highway on my own because of the monsters, though. So I'm at a loss as to what to do. If only there were a small group of, like, 5 people who are good at hunting monsters who would be more than willing to do that for you. Oh, wait, that's us. So would you be willing to go and gather some for me instead? I suppose. Leave it to us. Really? Thank you so much. I have a pretty good idea as to why you might want it, but allow me to ask. I assume you're planning to make a charm, right? That's correct. A charm? In the Gram, when someone you hold dear embarks on a long journey, it's tradition to make a charm for them. Then you give it to that person to take with them, and it's supposed to bring them good luck. Wow. I've never heard of any traditions like that. You've never heard of a good luck charm, Gaius? It's a custom that stretches all the way back to the Middle Ages. It's said that when people offered the charms to members of the Eisenritter as they left for distant battles, it's said it began when people offered charms to members of the Eisenritter. Got it. Fascinating. So how's the luminous grass used to make charms then? Well, the traditional way has you place one of the petals within the charm itself. Because of how the flowers bloom, people believed they had the power to clear away the fog. And because of that, the flowers came to symbolize victory over chaos. Sorry, AOD. We're picking up these flowers for victory over you, or something. I don't know. Wow. That's pretty deep. Yeah, that actually sounds like a really cool charm. Have you ever been given one, Laura? I have, actually. Cindy gave me one right before I left for Thor's. Saria and Chloe both gave me one, too. Best views on stream, boo. God dang it. Not if I burn them first. Good job. Good job. I keep them in my desk at the academy. When I look at them, it always makes me feel a little closer to home. They're some of my most prized treasures. I'm so pleased to hear you say that. She really does care for Laura, doesn't she? I think we can safely assume so. Back to the luminous grass, though. What exactly does it look like? It's the only flower with white petals that grows around here, so that'll be the easiest way to find it. They may be rare, but we should be able to find one if we search the Ebel Highway. Unfortunate for that bot, I was looking right at the screen at that time. True. You didn't even need me to call for you. Although, I guess I did technically call for you, but like, not because the bot showed up. I hear they're found more frequently at higher elevations, particularly near steep cliffs and the like. Well, with that much information, we ought to be able to find one. Let's start the search while we still have plenty of daylight. Yep, time for the flower power! Thank you very much. Good luck! Before I do that, though, let's take on this quest. Oh, hello, everyone. Have you come along after seeing the request I sent to Toval? That's right. You're in search of some sort of elusive fish, correct? I am. I feel like I should apologize to you I feel like I should apologize for asking you guys to help me with a personal request, but are you up for it? If you are, I can share the details with you all right now. I mean, that's why we're here, right? Is to do personal requests for people. You're in luck. Our schedule happens to have an opening. Ah, thank you very much. Just like the request mentioned, I want you guys to seek out a certain elusive fish for me. It's a peculiar variety of salmon known as the gold salmon. Just like the name says, its body has a golden glow, not unlike the look of a Goldia itself. That must be quite an exquisite fish. It sounds rather garish, honestly, but I'd have to see it to judge for myself. Have you ever seen this before? This fish before, Wyber? Unfortunately, all I know is what I've heard from the rumors. Bem, who's usually fishing at the back of the inn, is actually the one who told me about it. Its golden color isn't even its only distinctive trait either, he said. He mentioned that its flavor is to die for, too. Ooh, now you've got my attention. Huh. I'm afraid I'd be lying if I said I wasn't interested in a taste myself. That's certainly understandable. After hearing so much about it, I wanted nothing more than to try it. I've been bugging Toval about it for quite a while now. And now it seems like, thanks to you, I might finally get my chance to try it. Toval clearly knows that Reen enjoys fishing, and he just doesn't. Fishing, huh? I guess bracers even take on jobs like this. If a fish is so elusive, though, what are the chances we could even catch one before the day's end? That does seem to be the most obvious issue here. Is it even possible to catch this fish in Lake Ebel? Doesn't seem so, unfortunately. But he mentioned... Bem mentioned that he did catch several of them here at one point. But he hasn't found one on the end of his line for several decades now. And that doesn't exactly inspire confidence, you know. How would we go about catching it then? And where? Well, I've actually received some promising info from Toval that put me back on the trail. He claims that he's seen a golden sparkle in a river along the highway several times now. All the sparkle sightings have been at different locations, though. Well, at least that narrows down our search to the river. True. It'll be much easier than trying to search the lake would have been. We might be able to find it then. I know it won't be easy, but I'd be pleased as punch if you did catch one. But now that I think of it, do you have the right tools for the job? Sure do. Brought my rod with me. Will this work? Let's see what you got here. Reen showed his rod to Weaver. Reen, I don't think you're allowed to show your rod to people if you want me to stay on Twitch. My word! This is the Lake Lord Company's highest grade fishing rod. The gold salmon is supposedly quite a hefty fish, but catching it should be no issues with this. Is it because I have the max level rod? You must have fishing in your blood if you have a rod this nice. Actually, I was just gifted it. Thanks. Allow us to make our way then. Yeah, let's go. Okay, off to the highway. Here for 2 quests. First one is looking for a white flower. And the other one is finding a fish. If only Black Rose was here. That shiny golden glow. I simply can't wait to catch it! This seems like a good spot to fish, but I wasn't expecting someone to be here already. She seems to be an ordinary civilian, and a noble at that. I'm surprised she strayed this far from town. Should we try talking to her? Yeah, might as well. Excuse me, could we talk to you for a moment? Who are you? Wait, I recognize you. You're that military academy student who saved me in my hour of need several months ago. My first playthrough, I skipped fishing and all the upgrades, could not do this quest for my life. I'm so sorry. I was always... my first playthrough, I exhausted my 5 fishing at every spot that I could. And I used occasional ground baits to fish more. I still didn't have quite everything by the time I got to the end, but I was able to get everything before I actually beat the game, which is why I have a full fishing journal. Oh yeah, I think we did meet once before. Oh, so you know her? Yeah, we ran into her while we were in Keldic on our very first field study. Now I remember, one of our tasks involved delivering lost wallet to its owner. And it just so happens that that wallet belonged to this lady in front of us. I see. I'm very grateful for what you did for me. Sadly, that wallet has become rather lighter since you returned it to me. Oh? Might we ask what brings you out here? I would have thought that was obvious. I'm trying to catch my dinner, of course. Some may think of fishing as a leisurely hobby, but I would beg to differ. It's proven to be an essential survival skill. I see. I don't remember her being anything like this last time. So what inspired you to come this far out just to fish? You could have just sat on a dock in Legram, right? She could have, yes, but Legram is conveniently situated right at the shores of Lake Ebble. Legram is conveniently situated right on the shores of Lake Ebble, after all. Surely it wasn't necessary to brave the dangers of the highway just to come out this far for a fish. That's where you're wrong, I'm afraid. A first-class angler needs a first-class spot. Easy fishing on the shores of a peaceful lake just wouldn't satisfy me. What is it with this woman? She's certainly a unique individual. Sounds like you're after something special, if I had to guess. Indeed I am. I've come here seeking the elusive gold salmon. I've heard tales of it from a gentleman in Legram named by the name of Bem. But he also informed me that it cannot be found in Lake Ebble, which is what led me to this spot. And sure enough, not long ago, I finally caught a glimpse of a golden glimmer beneath the water's surface here. Golden glimmer? That sounds like a lot like what Toval said he saw too. Looks like this must be the spot then. I should have known that it would be you would be searching for it too. Very well then. Let us compete to see who can catch a gold salmon first. That's not really what I had in mind when we came out here. That aside, we seem to have found our location. True enough, let's get fishing. Okay, Chad. Do I talk to you? No. Do I fish on the other side? Where the heck is my fishing spot? There we go. I only have 3 opportunities here to fish, apparently. At least it's our first fish. I feel like I've caught a gold salmon at some point throughout the game before, but I guess those didn't count.
Now that's a catch.
Caught a gold salmon. Covered CP by 25 or 75. Impossible. You caught a gold salmon before me? How can this be happening? Now you're making me feel kind of bad about it. Still, thank you very much for telling us about the golden glimmer you saw. We may not have thought to fish here if not for your guidance. Fair play is a necessary element in any competition. Think nothing of it. Besides, I simply paid the price for underestimating you. It was my fault that I lost. I thought my experiences over the past several months had strengthened me, but it seems I still have room to improve. And improve I shall, until one day I'm known across the land as the finest angler in all of Erebonia. Hehe. Well then, I bid you a good day. Yeah, more power to you. Alrighty. We caught a fish.
Ooh, that one looks tough. Okay.
My turn.
I was expecting Laura's thing to come out there. It didn't.
My turn.
I've got this.
Leave it to me.
There.
Okay. White flowers. Thank you. Oh my, what pretty flowers. They look so clean and white. Are these luminous grass? They are. You can still see new beads of dew clinging to them. The sunlight shining through the droplets makes the flowers shine. They're so shiny! Here, allow me. Alright, we should take this back to Cindy at once. Right, let's not waste time. Alrighty. They are so shiny indeed. Millium. Alrighty, Cindy, here you go. Welcome back, Lady Laura. I see you managed to find some luminous grass. That we did. Here you go. Thank you so much. Now all that's left is to make sure the petals don't wither away. I see you're wasting no time. You have a special man in mind, don't you? I hope he returns your feelings. But please don't misunderstand, Lady Laura. I might be making it for a man, but there's no special meaning or underlying feelings there. I'm just doing this as a way to offer my thanks to him. Your thanks? Might I ask what it is that you're thanking him for? Well, you see, Sierra and I were out on the highway not long ago. Oh, Saria, not Sierra. But somehow we ended up quite a distance from the road lamps. And it was just the two of you out there alone? That seems awfully dangerous. It was. As you might imagine, we were beset by monsters. However, one of the disciples of the Arcade School happened to be passing by and saved us from our predicament. He escorted us back to town, but as soon as we'd returned, he left for the training hall to resume his practice. So in the end, we didn't really have the chance to thank him properly. Sounds like a pretty cool guy. God, all these high-pitched voices. I like how he departed so gallantly at the end, too. True, it was very dashing, but still. I did feel terrible about not being able to thank him for his selfless deed. Soon after, I learned that the disciples of the Arcade School all one day leave Legram to return to their homes. They fit your voice perfectly. They really don't. They really don't. You decided to make a charm for him. So you decided to make a charm for him. Your heart's in the right place, and your intentions are noble. I'm sure a disciple of the school would be more than happy to receive what we call the charm of promised victory. Yes, that's exactly it. Do you understand now, Lady Laura? I'm deeply grateful to him, but you'll forever be the only one in my heart. Yes, I think I understand what you're saying perfectly. Do you really think she has no feelings for him? Not even a little bit? A maiden's heart holds many unknowable secrets. Oh yes, that reminds me. I've yet to properly thank you for your help, so please take this. Fairy brooch. Did you make this yourself? I did. It's not the same kind of charm, but I put my heart into making it all the same. I wasn't able to make one for everyone, but I hope it'll come in handy on your journey. Ooh, this is pretty cute. Thank you very much. Wonderful. What does that do? Fairy Charmeleon. Fairy brooch. Art strength, art defense, speed +2, prevents confuse. Oh, art strength +10 is always a good thing. On Emma here at the very least. Or especially, rather. There it is. And preventing confuse, I imagine, is quite useful. everyone. Do my eyes deceive me, or is that the legendary gold salmon you have there? Defying all the odds, it actually is. Here you go. Reen handed the gold salmon to Wyver. Oh my, it's so beautiful, I really can't thank you enough. It's even more splendid than in Bem's Tall Tales. Now I can see why people liken its appearance to Goldia, too. So, when are you gonna cook it for us? Really now? I see you're as curious about its taste as I am. Naturally, I have every intention of sharing the taste of this triumphant catch with all of you. As for how to bring out the finest flavor, river fish tend to be best suited to grilling, so just wait a few minutes while I fire up the grill. I'm kind of looking forward to this now. And to think, we got some food from one of our morning tasks too. It feels like we've just been stuffing our faces today. And so it was with that, and so it was that with forks held high, they all dug in and enjoyed the fruits of their labor. Well then, what do you guys think? Where do I even start? Well, the amount of fat was just perfect. Sublime, even. Agreed. I never would have imagined they would taste this exquisite. I'm glad to see my earlier skepticism was wholly unwarranted. It's hard to believe that this was just grilled. Yeah, I didn't even think you could get a I didn't even think you could get a fish this tasty. Haha, glad you all liked it. Even I was surprised at how delicious it was. Just melt in your mouth. I feel like it's my duty to share it with the rest of the town now. Looks like I'll have to put in another request with Toval. I'm sure he'll gladly accept. Yeah, once he hears about how good it is, he'd have to be crazy to turn down the opportunity. Haha, you said it. Honestly though, I want to thank you again for all your help. Unfortunately, all I can offer is stock from the store, but please take it. I mean, I'll take it. I wish you all the best with the rest of your field study. Thank you. Good day, then. There's my CP, 200 across the board. Cool beans. I don't care about my HP too much. Let's just go ahead and progress with the plot. Should we head back to the guild and start filing everything away? I clicked the wrong button. Thus, the members of Group A brought their fruitful day of work to an end. And following the instructions Toval left for them, they began the not quite as exciting process of filing the paperwork. Oh, are you finished? Yeah, we just finished getting everything sorted out. Goodness, that was exhausting. Williams fell asleep. That little brat. She could at least try and help instead of lying around like a house cat. She's a bunny rabbit, Eustace. Get it right. I can't say I'm surprised. I doubt she's used to spending this long on such exciting tasks. Oh well, we're almost finished. Alright then. Still, it really goes to show how top-rate Toval is. He fulfills a lot of requests on his own. And still has time to handle all the day-to-day realities of running a guild branch. Indeed. It's even more impressive when you consider that he finds time to visit other regions of the country as well. His mobility and knack of solving problems are exactly what one would expect from a bracer. The guild may have been forced out of the country, but he's still out there trying to help as many people as he can. Even when we were in Breahard, he came to our aid. And if you look at all these records, it's clear that the people really trust him and rely on him for help. That's very true, but... Is something the matter? Nah, I was just thinking. If bracers play an essential role to the people of other countries, are they not just as essential to Erebonians? Well, you may be right. And not just because they help maintain public order and provide other services. That ideal, prioritizing the protection of civilians above all else, is pretty noble. It's something people admire. That's certainly true. In many ways, it's that form of nobility that's beginning to fall by the wayside within Erebonia's aristocracy. I'm not sure the issue is as black and white as you'd have it. The Guild is an organization first and foremost, and one based on far too much on idealism, and far too little on practicality. Donations and public funding can only go so far in covering its operating... Donations and public funding can only go so far in covering its operating costs. It's no stretch at all to say that with the Empire as it is now, the Guild's removal was inevitable. That's what my brother said once when we discussed this. Eustace? Looks like his brother is weighing on his mind. I suppose that's another way to look at it. I'll have to admit it sounds rather cold and dismissive. But it does carry more weight coming from Rufus Alberea. Emma, there's... and Milliam? Look at that. She doesn't even have to be awake to be an irritant. Anyway... It shouldn't take too much longer to finish filling the rest of the reports. We should focus on getting everything done and returning to the mansion. Sounds good to me. Excuse me, is anyone here? Oh, it's you. Oh, you're the girl who works at Watteau's store, aren't you? Oh, Lady Laura! Is Toval here by chance? I'm afraid Toval is out of town on business at the moment. Is something the matter? They haven't come home. Julian and Carno still haven't come back home from the castle. Wait, you don't mean... Did those two go to Lohengrin Castle? Surely you don't mean to suggest they took a boat without any supervision? I'm afraid so. They said something about going on an adventure, and then they took one of the boats without even asking. It's evening now, and they still haven't come back. This sounds like a serious problem. Yeah, and right when Toval is away from the guild, too. We'll just have to do whatever we can to help out. I agree. We can't just sit around and hope they'll come back. If we're to search the lake, we'll need a boat ourselves. I'll have Klaus prepare one for us at once. While you do that, I'll wake up Milliam, and we'll have another look around the town to see if we can find them. Splitting up and searching the town does seem like the best course of action. Thank you. Rest assured, we'll do all we can to find them. The group searched the town from top to bottom, but they found no sign of the missing children. And by the time the other residents became aware of what was happening, evening had given way to night. Well, I think it's safe to say that the boys aren't in town. The boys are not back in town. It's true. Looks like they really did head out towards the castle on a boat. The lake's been calm, and there's no sign of a boat on the water, so it's at least it's unlikely they capsized. Guess that leaves the castle then, right? Lohengrin Castle was once the stronghold of the Eisenritter. And while the Arcade family is still in its stewards, it's rare that anyone ventures inside. I hope nothing terrible has happened to them. Their parents are really worried too. I've asked them to stay at home, but wait for us to contact them, but at this point, all we can do is venture into the castle and see what we find. We have use of a boat now, do we not? We do. A couple of students from the Arcade School are preparing an orbital boat for us as we speak. It does worry me that it has started to grow misty again, though. Well, let's head down to the wharf. Let's make sure all of our equipment is sorted out, and we have everything we need, just in case. Right, let's hurry. I don't think I've checked if I have an upgrade to equipment here. No. Shop, there we go. I can read, I promise. Lowers her art strength, never mind. Milliam has the second highest strength of everybody. Interesting. I think my shoes are probably fine. Actually, this is a strict upgrade for at least a couple of people. Okay. Oh. It doesn't look like they've returned from the castle yet. This is all my fault. I never should have said I hoped they'd get snatched away by evil spirits. I didn't think it would actually happen, though. Don't worry, Chloe. We'll bring them back safe and sound. There's no need for you to blame yourself, though, okay? Okay. I might want to make sure that I have plenty of revival items. Because of all the items that I like to use in these games, revival item seems to be the most commonly used item. I'm not going to buy that many. Uh, 10 celestial bombs and 20 reviving bombs ought to be good enough. Also, my money is starting to look kind of low. Relatively speaking, at least. I see the orbital boat has been prepared. My lady. Yes, we just finished getting it ready for your departure. So this is an orbital boat, huh? Looks kind of fun. This hardly seems like the time to get getting excited for a boat ride. I've operated orbital boats before, so I'll steer us to our destination. Alright, we'll leave it to you then. My lady, please wait. I still feel that we ought to be the ones going out and searching. You shouldn't have to trouble yourselves with matters like these. I appreciate your concern, but as the Viscount's daughter, I feel it is part of my duties to the people of the Gram. It also happens to fall under the scope of our field study. Can't deny that. We'll do all we can to support her. You needn't worry. Very well. I doubt there's anything more I can say that'd get you to change your mind. The last patrol of the castle was just a few days ago, and there was no sign of anything unusual then. It shouldn't be that dangerous. Really? The wind flowing from that direction of the castle does feel pure. It's said that the castle's atmosphere is cold and clear due to its connections with St. Sandlot and the Eisenritter. It's highly uncommon for monsters to settle there, so the children are most likely safe. Although it's impossible to rule out that an accident may have befallen them. Either way, we need to get over there and find out as soon as possible. Indeed, we should depart at once. Is everyone ready? Yeah, ready when you are. Please take care, my lady. I and the other students will be waiting your safe return. Thank you. I promise that whatever's out there, we'll take care of it. Okay, let's get the show moving! I agree, Milliam. Let's go already! What do you think's waiting for us inside that castle? So, you passed out on the couch and the moment we returned to the guild, but now you're simply popping with energy. Milliam, this isn't a game, right? Oh boy, is Jenopay's going to the castle at night? I sure am, Nightwolf. Going to the castle at night. I know. But as long as Lammy's with us, there's nothing to worry about. Let's just explore, or let's just grab those kids so we can go exploring. Milliam. She doesn't seem to nervous in the slightest. She really isn't. Did you guys just hear a bell? Yeah, came from the direction of the castle. Well, Lohengrin Castle does have a bell tower, but as far as I was aware, access to it had been sealed off. Then who's ringing it? A bell tolling on the night of the old stronghold of the Eisenritter. We'd best be prepared for anything. We're almost there. Let's make sure we're prepared before we head ashore. It's a little late now, we can't turn around. Not because I don't want to, but because the game won't let me. Well, here we are. Hey, do you think that's the boat of the boat that the children took? I can't imagine who else it would be. At least they appear to have reached the castle safely. Then it's safe to assume they went inside as well. It's well past sundown now. We need to find them as soon as we can. I agree, Emma. Looks like that path will let us take, Looks like that path will take us up the cliff. Right. The path will take us to the castle's entrance. Mind your footing, though. The night is dark and the trail uneven. The night is dark and the trail is uneven. The night is not uneven, and the trail is... there! Actually, yeah, the trail is definitely dark.
So this is St. Sandlot's old stronghold, Lohengrin Castle.
This is the first time I've come here at night. Be careful of your footing.
Whoa, what's that?
Something strange about the castle.
Is that glow just the moonlight?
Ooh, blue something around the castle. It's very pretty. Very, very pretty.
So this is Lohengrin Castle.
The ancient stronghold of St. Sandlot, gathering place of the warriors of old. It looks even more beautiful up close.
Yeah, but what's up with that weird glow?
I've been here several times before, but I've never seen it like this.
Well then.
I can sense a very strange wind blowing from within.
Dang it, Gaius, you and the wind.
It doesn't feel like monsters, though.
Oh, someone broke wind. Got it.
I can feel it too. Like something is writhing around inside.
Wait, what kind of something?
Oh, nothing too important, Milliam.
I feared as much. I can definitely sense the presence of the dead.
Oh.
Emma?
Dead people.
I'm all right, but we're going to need to tread carefully in there.
Right. There's no telling what may happen when we venture inside. We should make certain we're ready before entering.
There's something very strange happening here. Let's make sure we're ready for whatever we may find inside. Should we go in right away? I mean, yeah. Ooh.
It won't budge.
Did the door just seal itself shut on its own?
I think so.
You stupid door! Lammy! Bust it open!
Oh no.
Well, that was unexpected.
No!
So not even Air Getlum can break us out of here?
Doesn't look like it.
It appears that there's a barrier in place.
A what? A barrier? A what? I didn't think I'd have to be taking a shot in the middle of this game. If I had alcohol, I wouldn't turn the barrier drinking game back on, but dang, I would want to.
What kind of barrier? Are you talking about that strange symbol that appeared on the door for a moment?
How would you know something like that, Emma?
It seems pretty obvious that that was some sort of barrier.
Well, I've always had a pretty strong sixth sense about these kinds of things.
Great cover story there, Emma.
So sometimes I can sense things that aren't visible to the naked eye. Sixth sense?
Fascinating.
Come to think of it, this isn't the first time you've reacted strangely to unusual phenomena.
She sees dead
Eustace
people.
has a point.
I've heard that people from the church can make use of some strange powers. So are you a sister of the church or something?
Kind of the opposite. Oh, you got me. I've always been a big supporter of the church.
She's a witch! Burn her!
I'm not sure what you're getting at.
Emma, just who are you?
What's that sound?
It's the bell we heard earlier.
Something's approaching to the left and the right.
Hi there.
Monsters, is it?
No. These are no ordinary beasts.
But we're going to have to fight them all the same.
True.
Enemy sighted! Take them out!
We will.
Go!
Let's see here. Unless they happen to be, like, immune to delay. Pretty close to it.
There!
Oh, they don't have a ton of HP, though. That's fine.
There!
Very well. What a waste of time. Let's go.
That could have been worse, for sure.
Looks like we beat them.
Are you all right, Milliam?
Does she look like she's alright?
What were those things?
Mysterious spirits. Though perhaps it would be more appropriate to call them fiends.
I get the feeling that's not the word that, Milliam would use to describe those.
Either way, they were no ordinary opponents.
She'd probably call them ghosts.
The higher elements seem to be present here as well, and I suspect that's true of the whole castle.
Yeah, it did feel that way, though I'm still not sure what the ringing bell from earlier has to do with anything.
This place seems to be even more dangerous than we could have anticipated. And as long as that barrier remains in place, so will we. We're going to need to search for a way out.
This is the third mention of the word barrier, I think, this entire game. And all three of them have been within the past 3 minutes.
Okay, Emma. It looks like we're going to need to rely on this sixth sense of yours in order to navigate this castle safely. You don't have to tell us anything if you're not comfortable. Right now, our safety is in your hands. Can we count on you?
No.
Yes, of course.
All right. Then time is of the essence. With fiends like those roaming the castle, I'm even more worried about the children.
True. We should start looking right away.
We're going already! Can't we rest here a little longer?
Nope. Time to get moving.
Those fiends scare the strength right out of your legs?
No! That's totally not it!
Yeah, it is.
You're more than welcome to stay here and wait.
Whoa, waiting by myself would be even worse!
All right, let's see what we can find.
Right.
Somebody's scared. And now Emma can just use her S-Craft. Little to no notice, just, hey, she can use her S-Craft now. Dropping another save there, just in case.
Enemy sighted! Take
That didn't work out so well.
Go!
Somewhat resistant to death blow. Pretty darn resistant to death blow.
Here I go!
All right.
Very well.
I remember these guys being a bit of a pain my first playthrough. These normal enemies. Miss.
Come on!
So I'm not sure how much of that was like genuine difficulty and how much of it was just I got hit by a death blow or something. I think a lot of the enemies in this area just have death blow attacks too, which makes them just more annoying to deal with than normal.
Now's our chance!
It's my turn.
Grant me your strength!
Very
I go
nice.
where the wind takes me.
Very well, I will.
It's my turn.
There. My turn.
My turn!
Nice, we can't hit them both with this. Very
That's
good
that.
damage.
Let's get going!
I did it!
Very nice, very nice.
Winds, give us your blessing.
Here we go! Huh.
It's my turn.
Very good.
My turn.
Here we go! That's that. Let's keep moving.
That should suffice.
Good job, Eustace. Ooh, treasure swords. Nah, seals a foe in ice, then shatters it. Unbalanced plus 20%. Interesting.
This castle has no shortage of strange foes. Perhaps they really are
Don't say it!
Oh,
Very
I'm sure
well.
she'll be fine.
My turn.
Because we gotta have Milliam at the forefront when we're facing the ghost-infested rooms.
Now's our chance.
My turn. The second form, Gale!
It's my turn.
Now, there. Very well.
Yes, we just had enough damage there to kill it in one hit.
Here I go.
Leave it to me.
Very well.
Here I go.
Here we go! Okay.
I'm just getting started.
Yep, the swords definitely have very little actual HP. Look, there's something over there. It seems to be some kind of pedestal. And there's some kind of orb sitting on it. I suspect this orb has the power to disable a barrier. So we can use it to leave the castle? I don't think so. Orbs like this function a bit like keys. Each one only has the power to dispel its corresponding barrier. And I don't think this is the one that goes with the barrier on the front door of the castle. Regardless, it seems we'll need to take it with us if we want to advance. Okay, now we should be able to access another area of the castle. But you know, there's something else here that I'm curious about. That's the same symbol as the door back at the, whatchamacallit, the old schoolhouse, guys. Wow, that door, that's one huge door. I've had my eyes on it ever since we entered this room. Doesn't it look more than a little similar to the door on the 4th floor of the old schoolhouse? You're right. It looks a lot like the red door that giant armor was hidden behind. I seldom visit the castle, so I'm afraid there's not much I can tell you. There's always the possibility that the children might have gone inside. We should check it just to be sure. Do you know how to open it, Reen? Because I don't. It doesn't seem like it wants to open. It seems as steadfast as the walls around it, if not more so. It's true. I can't see any signs that the children might have gone inside either. We should probably move on and check somewhere else then. Makes you wonder though. How did a door like this come to be in Lohengrin Castle to begin with? Even the patterns on it are like the ones in the door in the old schoolhouse. Odd as it might seem, maybe they are connected somehow. We did theorize that the old schoolhouse might be connected to Emperor Dreikel's in some way. Saint Sandlot was Dreikel's foremost ally in close terms, and on close terms with him even before he became the Emperor. It's not implausible that there may be a connection there. Well, whatever secrets this door may hold, it's a dead end right now. We should turn around and look elsewhere. Let's retrace our steps and head back to the entrance hall of the castle. There should be a barrier somewhere that we can use this orb to disable. Let's be on our way then. Alrighty. Oh.
Yay, treasure!
Not a lunar robe. No, it would lower his evasion. I guess he's not the primary evasion tank, but that doesn't mean I want to get rid of his evasion. Alrighty.
The wind's behind us.
My turn!
Get rid of the easy guy first.
I'll handle this.
Here I go!
Still works, still works.
Here we go!
Ah, he takes less damage from Mirage.
Arcus!
All right.
Here I go!
My turn.
Go!
Okay.
Okay.
I've only.
Barely got that one in, but we got it. Well, I should have disabled the barrier here. What an unusual mechanism. This castle seems to have an abundant supply of unusual things. To say nothing about those ghostly fiends prowling about. Eustace, don't say the G word! Well, at least we should be able to push further into the castle now. There may be similar mechanisms elsewhere in the castle, so keep an eye out, everyone. Any chests? Just making sure.
There! Okie doke, let's go!
Leave it to me. Whirlwind! To me!
My turn.
Rip. Ow.
You're mine!
Go!
Here I go!
I'll handle this.
All right. I go where the wind takes me.
Alrighty.
Go!
All right. There!
Oh no!
Emergency S-brake.
We should keep going.
That was easy.
Making progress!
Aster Flare muddles an enemy's cognitive abilities with flame. 30% burn, 30% confuse.
My turn.
Got greeted?
Winds, give us your... It's my turn.
What do you mean I got greeted?
There!
I'll handle this.
Yes, sir!
Well, someone's dead.
Come on!
I poked the treasure chest and the enemy was like, excuse me, fair.
Leave it
yeah,
to me.
that's true, I did. Well, I bought 20 of these for a reason.
Thanks!
Though I was expecting Reen to be the one using them, not for them to be used on Reen, but that's besides
Very
the point.
well.
All right. There!
Yes, sir!
Not yet.
No, I probably should have
That's that. Let's keep
reconnected
moving.
him with Milliam, but oh well. Ooh, is it 1 a.m. already? It's getting there.
Yay, treasure!
Fire bell. Are you getting tired over there, Frost? Does it being almost 1 a.m. have anything to do with that? I thought I was perpetually going downwards. At some point I got turned around accidentally. Fire Sepith. I mean, I'll take the free heal. You're winding down for the night. Have a good night, AOD. I'm probably not going to stay here for too much longer. Maybe another 30 or so minutes.
Bring it on!
30 to 40.
I'll handle this. Now!
Gaius! Got it!
Here I go!
All right.
Go! That's that.
I'm awesome!
What's with the torch, Frost? I was supposed to be going up. What the heck is wrong with me?
Bring it on!
Leave it to me.
Well, that's that. Let's get going.
Thought this was the way that we came in
Oh, a treasure chest.
from. Ooh, monster chest.
Bring it on! My turn!
Huh.
Haven't seen your thing in a while.
You're in the shoe!
Crystal Saber!
Leave it to me.
There!
Yes, sir! Now!
Honestly, I've forgotten which,
My turn.
or what Master Quartz is equipped to Gaius at the moment, so.
There.
It's my turn.
Here I go! Another chance!
I'll handle this. What a waste of time.
Nice.
Savage Fang! Movement minus 50%, delay plus 35. Unbalanced plus
A matter of
20%.
course.
Speaking of Master Quartz. Right. You get insight. Katse. Absorb magical attacks. 50% chance. You know what? We'll give that to you.
Very well.
Here we go.
All right.
My turn!
Welcome in, Black Rose. I was wondering when you would show up. How has your day been?
My turn.
My turn.
It's my turn.
Ore no bandana.
Lend me your strength!
I'll handle this.
Here I go! Yeah!
An external corridor. We must be on the north side of the castle.
We've gone pretty far inside now. I hope the children are safe. Is that a treasure chest?
Sure is.
Oh, another barrier. Let's see if we can find the orb that dispels it.
This all seems strangely normal to her.
Well, yeah. She's played Legend of Zelda games, so she knows how to do lock and key puzzles.
Left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand.
Nothing but trouble.
Not the button that I'm wanting you to push there, game. Thank you.
Yes, sir!
Bring it on! Go!
Here I go!
Good job.
It's my turn.
Take this!
I go where the wind takes me.
Red orb obtained. Something, something, ladders and boobs. Long ladders and boobs. Not just any ladder, a long ladder specifically. Wait, nope. There we go. Opening the door. I might be able to finish this dungeon sans the boss before the night's over. Voice acting, please. Hello, Black Rose. I said hi earlier, but hello again. Hey, those are... This isn't good. Oh, that's not good at all. Julian! Go away, you monsters! Die, monster! You don't belong in this world! I'm already dead. The Great Knight Julian would never forgive you if you hurt Carno. Ah! Goddess, please help us. Stand back! Laura! Thank goodness you're both safe. We're okay. More fiends, and they don't seem pleased that we've robbed them of their quarry. We can do this. Just don't let them near the children. Blow them away, Lammy!
Enemy sighted! Take him out!
Alrighty.
Bad idea!
Go!
You put Eustace to sleep.
The second form! Gale!
Yes, sir!
2 down, 2 to go. Ow. This is be painful. Oh, never mind.
It's my turn. Here we go!
You're not a big fan of this monster at any level of the game? Fair enough.
There!
Yes, sir! There! Don't mess with us!
You just don't like floating skulls, or you don't like the insta-kill monsters from a basic enemy?
Not bad.
Not even a mini-boss, just a regular attack has the chance to inflict death blow on you. Alright. Looks like we took care of them. You're not hurt, are you? No, we're okay. That was so cool! You guys are all so strong. Just like the Eisenritter from the old stories. Considering their predicament, they don't seem to be any worse for wear. Well, as long as they're both unharmed. Actually, I think both of you have something to say. Huh? Oh, right. Thank you for saving us, but our princess is in another castle. That's not what I meant. You stole a boat and entered property that is off limits to you without telling anyone where you were going. What did you think would have happened if we hadn't... What do you think would have happened if we hadn't come looking for you? Who would have saved you? For once, we're the ones on the saving end of that particular exchange. Do you have any idea how worried your parents and everyone else in town are about you? Laura... I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If you realize what you did wrong, I have nothing further to say on the matter. Oh. I admire your bravery stepping forward to defend Carno like you did. But you're still young and inexperienced like I am. It's one thing to aspire to the qualities of a knight, but no good will come of rushing to that goal. Right, I'm sorry. Thank you for coming for us, everyone. Huh, don't worry about it. Try to be a little less reckless in the future, would you? You, sis. Are you actually embarrassed you got thanked by a kid? Hush, you impudent brat. Well, we found them, and they're safe. That's a huge relief. Now all that's left is finding a way out of this castle. Come to think of it, we couldn't even enter this room until we'd disabled the barrier. So how did the two of you get locked inside? When we first came in here, everything was normal. We were on our way to the top floor. But as soon as we came in here, suddenly there was this pale haze everywhere. Then these strange circles appeared on the door and we couldn't get it open anymore, and we didn't know what to do. So you ended up locked in. There doesn't seem to be any other access to this room either. It seems as if we want to leave, we'll have to deal with whatever's causing all of this. Surely there must be some way to disable that barrier on the front door. Hold on a moment. Lloyd is salivating at all the barriers mentioned here. Emma? I can sense something coming from the top floor of the castle. A mysterious energy flowing out from there like a wellspring. What? You can sense something like that? Well, more or less, yes. That's about the only clue we have to go on right now, so we might as well go up and take a look around. Maybe it's me, but it almost feels like she's starting to be more forthcoming with her insights. Just a little bit, Reen. What about the children? We can't just leave them here. Better just take them with us then. There are enough of us that we'll be able to keep them safe. No telling what kind of danger we'll run into. But it makes sense to bring them along so we can keep an eye on them. What do the two of you think? Would you prefer to stay with us? Of course! I feel way safer with you guys. Very well then. Fine, fine. I suppose we'll take responsibility for your safety then. Alright, let's head for the top floor then. Let's have ourselves a look at the source of that mysterious energy Emma was talking about. Let's be on our way. Best girl indeed.
Is that a treasure chest?
What do you do? Attacks crafts can cause speed or movement loss. Interesting.
This looks like...
Go!
We've reached
my
the
turn.
uppermost floor. The bell tower is ahead.
There!
The energy source is nearby, almost there.
Let's get this over with.
Go! All right. We're open. There! This is it!
Very well.
Shouldn't take too long.
My turn. All right.
Together.
Great!
Current plan is another 20 minutes or until I reach the boss of the dungeon. I don't think I have enough time to fight the boss in this tonight. So whichever comes first. Hey look, the boss is right behind this door. Well, that was sooner than I expected. probably save. Like I said, I definitely don't have enough time to attempt this fight tonight. So I think now feels like a good a time as any to start looking for a raid target. Let's see here. Ooh. Neko's playing Chrono Trigger tonight. Let's raid her. Sounds like a good time to me. Gothic Neko-chan. There we go. Don't forget to copy my raid message if you want to send her some love. I guess I still need to do a few things before I can have my other big announcement ready for the night. Or ready for the future, rather. In the meantime, let's go send some love to Neko. She's always a fun streamer who does some Chrono Trigger right now. I really hope she's not about to leave. She doesn't normally leave for at least another hour after I'm here, so she should be a safe raid target. And of course, Frost is already asleep, as he has claimed in chat. You all send her some love. I will see you. I'm actually going to be doing a bonus stream tomorrow at around noonish, because I don't start until 6 at work, so yeah, I'm just gonna do a stream before work tomorrow, because why not? I'll see you all later. Bye bye for now. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.